Hello and welcome in.
Please do not leave your luggage unattended on the station.
Welcome to the show.
Hi, it's Paige, and I'm back with you from the Moscone Convention Center in downtown San Francisco. And we've been telecasting all day on Guerrilla Sports. This is brought to you by the Lincoln Lawyer. No, that's a movie.
Yes. After the horns, supersized
And
live
I
from
have
San
got,
Francisco.
this is the best of the day. I have got two of my favorite former Seattle Seahawks players. Did you realize? But when they played there, not so much. Chad Brown, who I've worked with for years and years and years, known since he was a freshman at University of Colorado.
Yep.
And Shleby Harris, who was my favorite player with the Denver Broncos for like 3 years. You were the stand-up. When I say stand-up, I mean you were the stand-up guy for them. You controlled the defensive lines. I'm so happy to work with both of you guys. Let me start it off. How you just come in today.
Yep.
There's been a thought that there's not much excitement surrounding the Super Bowl yet. People are not really excited about Seattle and the New England Patriots, which are two great franchises over the years. Are you getting a feeling in your short time here that it's a little less exciting than other times, or does it look like a typical Super Bowl?
I think the on-the-field game is going to be tremendous. I mean, these are two of my former teams, but I would say that even I hadn't played for these teams. Great offenses, great defenses, great defensive-minded coaches. Certainly Shelby and I can appreciate a defensive-minded coach. But I think the city of San Francisco is a little bit too spread out as a Super Bowl city. And it took me literally 45 minutes to find a parking spot just to get in here. So the difficulty is pretty high so far, and I've only been in town a couple of hours.
That's a great way to put it, because Los Angeles, when they've had Super Bowl, I haven't been to 47. Los Angeles was so spread out that you couldn't get a feel. New Orleans, now that's a place where for Super Bowls that you can feel the tension and you can feel the excitement all around. And so far, I've noticed being here for a day that, you know, I'm out at the airport at a Marriott, and I could be in Alaska.
Oh, yeah.
Shelby, your first reaction getting here this afternoon?
Well, just looking around, it doesn't feel as lively as it has years past. But also, when you have things in San Francisco, when you have things in San Jose, I don't think people realize that's a long ways apart, especially with the traffic out here.
Oh, sure.
So
and Santa Clara is 40 miles from San Francisco. And
there's events in Oakland, which is across the water.
Yes.
The media party last night was in Redwood City. It's just it's not ideally tight.
Sure,
See,
I've been to
Phoenix,
San Francisco.
Indy, Las Vegas, New Orleans. Those cities make sense. This one, leaves something to be desired right
and
now.
I went to the party last night, and I said, what is a Redwood City? I don't even know where. It's halfway between here and San Jose, and I went, this is too spread out. Yeah. That's why I've always liked Super Bowls at the places you mentioned.
But I remember the last Super Bowl that was here, because you got to remember, I got drafted to Oakland. So I'm used to the area. Like, my wife's from the area. This is pretty much how it was last time. You had a lot of events in San Francisco, but then you would have a lot of random scattered events all over. But I think the game will make up for the lack of, we're not getting that feeling here. But that game, I think we're going to get one of the better Super Bowl games that we've had in a long time.
Well, both of you have said that now, and there's belief, truthfully, among the majority, if you will, that the Seattle Seahawks are going to go run away from the New England Patriots. And I think they're discounting a great coach with the Patriots.
100%.
Great young quarterback who's struggled a little bit in the playoffs. A defensive team that has been up and down during the course of the season. And Seattle is a great team at home. They've struggled on the roads. So explain to me why you think we go, because it's my belief it's going to be a close game. I would pick Seattle in a close game. I think Vrabel is a guy that's going to keep his team in the game. But I'd like
Take
to
this
get
one.
My biggest belief is that Sam Darnold struggles with good corners. And the Patriots have not just good corners, they have some very talented corners. And with a guy like Gonzalez, you can't make mistakes. And Sam Darnold is prone to 3 to 4 mistakes a game. It's just a matter of if the other team actually takes advantage of it. This is going to be a defensive battle. We talk about how Drake May has struggled. That's against real dominant edge pressure. And the Seahawks don't have that. You know, every other team has had the Texans had Danielle Hunter, Will Anderson. The Broncos had a Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper. Now, the Seahawks have Boye Mafe, Uchenna Nwosu, Derek Hall. Like, those are all good players, but they're not on the level of a Danielle Hunter or a Nick Bonito or Will Anderson. That's why you've seen Drake May struggle so far. And I think once you go through and actually watch the game and as it plays out, you'll see Drake May look more like how he did in the regular season than how he has in the playoffs. So that's why you can't count out the Patriots. And also with Drake May's scrambling ability, and which I've said over and over and over again, he plays at a 4.3 speed. He plays at a 4.3 play speed. So whenever things break down, it doesn't matter how good your rushers are. You got to be able to break off and go get the quarterback down. And we've seen so far teams haven't been able to do that.
For me, having spent time in that Patriots facility when Bill Belichick was the coach, and I shared a linebacker room with Mike Vrabel. The Patriots are the best team I've ever been around as far as understanding situational football. And so they're able to maximize certain situations. AFC Championship game comes to mind. It becomes a weather game. What did they decide in the second half or decided at halftime and then the second half do? We're going to run the ball. We're going to shorten the game. We're going to take the air out of the ball. They go on a 9-minute and 31-second drive. So they know how to, Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels, maximize the situation on the field. So this is a one-score game with 5 minutes left. I may say I'd put my money on the Patriots in that kind of scenario. Seahawks are certainly talented. JSN, the receiver, he's incredible. Very difficult matchup, even for somebody as good as Christian Gonzalez. They both play with multiple tight ends. The multiple tight ends that Seattle puts on the field is a difficult matchup because if you match up with linebackers, then they're going to throw the ball. You match up with safeties. You go match up with linebackers, they're going to throw the ball. You match up with safeties, they're going to run the ball on you. So there's just so many dynamic coaching chess moves that we played during this game, which makes me think it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be compelling, and it's also going to be a close game.
Yeah. I'm going to give you options. 2 questions. You can take either one of them. Seattle, having both of you played there, greatest home field advantage.
100%.
Yes. Crowd level, the 12th man. It's not going to happen here, even though we're relatively close to Seattle. That's the first question. Is that going to make a difference? Second question is, we talked about Brady. I've talked about McDonald today. But look at the situation with the offensive coordinators in this game. Josh McDaniels on one side, who's Mitchell. And on the other side is the future head coach of your ex-Raiders. Who's going to have the advantage there, do you think? Clint? Josh has been head coach, long-time great coach offensively for the Patriots. You talked a lot about defense. As you approach these 2 offensive coordinators, what do you think? So you got 2 choices. You can go, or you can answer both of them.
All right. 12th man is obviously a factor. It creates a home field advantage. It gives the Seahawks, when they play at home, I don't know, a 5 to 6 play advantage where it's impossible for the other team to communicate either that the snap count and the offensive line is late or they get a false start. Something happens with that crowd noise to the opponent that they can't overcome. Maybe they didn't practice signals during the week. When I was on the Seahawks defense, we had to practice hand signals because you could not communicate verbally on the football field. So that won't be a factor. So that maybe you take away 5 positive plays from the Seahawks that they would get due to that crowd noise. the lineup of Clint Kubiak versus Josh McDaniels, Josh has been through it as a coordinator in so many big games, and to give him 2 weeks to try to fix this Patriot offense, I think he'll be up to the task. Obviously, he can't go on the field and execute for Drake May, but they will put together a game plan that will give them the best opportunity for success. So I would give the advantage. I'm not dissing Clint Kubiak at all, or the Kubiak tree, or what they've accomplished. I just think Josh has got more skins on the wall, to steal a phrase from John Fox, and that will help him in this game.
Yeah. And John Fox would also say, and they put on their pants. So I was just, why not get it? Then John come over to me. He said, it's all about the matchups. When you write about matchups. He said, the rest of it is all bullshit.
100%. 100%. But what I got to go with, and I agree with Chad, I think you have to go with the coach who has the most experience in the big game. We've seen it over and over again. Coaches that will draw up amazing plays throughout the season, and then when the Super Bowl comes around, now we get a little scared. We start to pucker up a little bit. We have no fear in McDaniels doing anything like that. He's been there before. He's a veteran with Super Bowls with the Patriots, and so you have to give him the credit, and you have to believe that they're going to be the stronger, prepared team because they've been there. The moment necessarily won't be as big because these coaches, you got a Mike Vrabel, multiple-time Super Bowl winner. You have Josh McDaniels, multiple-time Super Bowl winner as a coach. So you got to believe that Vrabel's going to have something up his sleeve to really hype his team up just from his time being a Super Bowl player, the Super Bowl champion. And so I got to give the advantage to Josh McDaniels and the New England Patriots.
Which is so interesting, guys, because we started out this conversation about people think that Seattle's going to either roll over or win pretty easily. We've had, during the course of the day, you should know that we've had over 100,000 people watching this. So it's going to go up now to a good number with the two of you. Because we got the Flying Harris's brothers.
Right.
That, boy, Chad has done every station that you're like me. I got fired by 6 different TV stations, but you've been doing Channel 9.
Right.
And you're working with us this week in Altitude and Guerrilla Sports. I have a question to ask you that I know about Chad. So when you were with Seattle, was there ever a moment that the last game of the season you took your clothes with you on the road? Have you ever heard that story?
No, I've never heard this.
He's going to tell you the story.
Okay, all right. So we're playing the last game of the year, an away game in Denver.
Okay.
So we're getting on the plane at Boeing Field, and I see some of my teammates, they're not bringing on a roller bag. They're bringing on full suitcases. So they've already booked flights for Cancun, or maybe they're going home or whatever. So literally, we are boarding the plane. I'm thinking, we're about to get our asses kicked. Because these dudes are already in off-season mode, and I'm trying to show up because I live in Denver. I got to see these dudes at the grocery store. My kids go to the same school as half the Broncos roster, so I'm going to see these dudes in pickup line in a week after this game is over. So I know they're taking it serious, but half my team is already checked out. I'll even go one step further. So we get into the locker room on game day, and we got to activate our backup safety because our starting safety comes down with the flu. This dude didn't even pack his equipment bag for the game. So I'm like, wait, half the team showed up with suitcases because they're going to Cancun or Cozumel after the game. And I got to go out there with a dude who didn't even pack his equipment, and he's going to start this game. So we about to get our asses kicked.
So who won?
Of course the Broncos won.
I didn't know if it was just like a reversal to the story.
No, the Broncos. We did have a chance at the end. John tried to pitch it to Terrell. TD fumbled the pitch, and I could have recovered it, which would have gave us field position possibly for, I believe, a tying or winning field goal.
So you didn't want to be great.
It bounced out of my hands.
You didn't want to be great.
I wanted to be great so bad, but it bounced out of my hands. So we ended up losing that one. I think that was the last game of Dennis Erickson as a Seahawks coach. He got fired the next day.
And I brought Chad had told me that story, so I wondered, Shelby, if you were in a situation you go, well, Man, I need to go ahead and make my reservations.
No, honestly, I can honestly say like I've been on a good led teams that even when you got to think those times in Denver, we weren't playing for anything. We the last game we were really just playing for our pride, and I'm a very prideful person,
Right.
and so I'm not letting my guys go out there anyway like how they went out there for you, Chad.
I couldn't
I'll tell
believe
you
it.
that right now because they would have to hear that from me.
I couldn't believe it. Well, there was no more games to play. I couldn't believe it. I just was like, we're about to lose because half our team is checked out.
Yeah.
And fellas, I got to run. I'm jumping on a station in Seattle, so I'll find something positive to say about the Seahawks. It's probably saying great things about the Patriots here.
How about you need to go over there and tell them the truth and say, you guys are talking about those people we were just with, talking about Seattle rolling over the Patriots, and you say to them, Fable's not going to let that happen. You need to
Never going to let that happen.
If you're going to walk into enemy territory, you got to.
I played there for 8 years, so I got to divvy my loyalty up based on years of service at each spot.
Well, I'm going to talk about Shelby about if he wants to play for as many teams as you did. I thought you'd like that story. Though. He had all of his friends were they were packed to not go back on the team plane. They were packed to go to Mexico or the Bahamas.
They talk about how Seattle is so far to fly. You every year when you're a Seahawks player, you fly the farthest out of any team possible. And so that right there, it makes sense why they're trying to get a jump start on their vacation. But it must have really been garbage for them to be bringing for them to bring their bags. They must have only won 2 or 3 games that year because I've never heard of anything.
See, that was before when Seattle used to be in the AFC West.
Oh, see,
they were
when
they came in when they were an expansion team and they put them in the AFC West, and so they were playing. It was a rivalry there with those 2 teams, and then they moved Seattle to the NFC West, and so really that rivalry.
Well, there was also
until the Super Bowl 48.
There was also a time when Atlanta was in the NFC West and would play against Arizona and San Francisco, and the Rams were in the NFC West from LA to St. Louis.
Yeah, I add one more to you. Tampa Bay was in the toughest division.
Oh, the NFC North, right?
They played it with they had to
the
play
Central. They called it the Central.
Oh, it was the Central. I remember because it was the Packers, the Bears.
Yeah, and Tampa Bay, which 75, 80 degrees all the time, had to play 4 games every
Detroit,
year.
Chicago.
And so they moved everybody around, and that was great. Getting back to you arriving, does it feel funny to come in and not, because you're competitive. Chad's a competitor. You guys are not going to let any game get away and it be your fault. But do you come and see this as an observer, and what kind of mood do you have other than maybe going out to eat with us one night?
I just, for me, I just can't wait. And hopefully over my career, I have the opportunity to be here as a player. And be able to walk around and be able to experience the Super Bowl week as a player, to be able to, and as I haven't even sniffed anything close to this. I've made it to the first round and have lost twice. But this would just be so cool to experience as somebody who is actually going to go play the game on Sunday. You're walking around just being a part of the Super Bowl week and just the excitement. Like, I still have a lot of friends on the Seahawks, and they got here on Monday, and everybody they look like little kids on Christmas, just so excited, can't wait to play the game. But on the other side, it's doing this part as on Radio Row. I think the coolest part is just running into all the old friends and colleagues that you've known, throughout the years that you might lose touch with, you might not see every once in a while. I think it's like a big reunion for everybody. Yeah. That's the coolest part.
Where I was going as the second part of that was, I asked someone earlier today, I said, the Broncos got so close. They have 6-7 guys here for the Pro Bowl sandlot.
I don't even know what that is anymore.
Well, I'm calling it the pound sand games.
NFL loves that. That's how they
But
wanted to market it. But
do you think if you were that close, maybe a field goal, maybe not a snowstorm, and the players are going away, they number one seed, and they come here to see the Pro Bowl to see what you're seeing. Oh man, these guys are good. See, do you think that inspires you more, or you go, because it's been written this week, it's so difficult to get that close and then go back.
Also, the Pro Bowl's never been in the Super Bowl city right as the Super Bowl was getting going.
I mean, looking at it from a vantage point that we can, do you think they're saying they're here like you are? Because you said, I want to experience this today. I better get my ass together next year and have a chance at this. Or do you think they're still in a funk? And
it would make me pissed. I would be pissed off. I'd be bitter. I think because just for how that game went, 2 weeks ago, there's nothing about being here that would make me feel good. Everything here would truly just piss me off. If I see anybody from the Patriots, it's going to piss me off. If I see anyone from the Seahawks, it's going to piss me off because you got to think you are a possible 4th and inches field goal away.
No fumble
from being no backwards fumble. Especially if you're a defensive player. If you're a defensive player,
because you played a game that's worthy of winning a chance.
100%. You have to look, even after the game, even after you lost, there's no way you can look at that film if you're a defensive player and be like, yeah, I see why we lost. Everything that you did that game was worth the win. You literally went over and beyond. And it's just, the crappy part is the Patriots just did a little bit more than the Broncos did to make it here. But, this would make me angry. I'd be so angry. But honestly, I don't even know if I would show up.
Well, you have two extremes of guys that you're going to see either this afternoon or tomorrow. One, not only got to the Super Bowl, but was the most valuable player in the Super Bowl as a defensive player. That's Von Miller. He could come here and say, I did it.
Twice highest rated pass rusher.
On the other side is Garett Bolles, who's exactly what you're talking about. He is just, for years and years, wanted to play in the playoff game. Finally get in the playoff game. Wants to play in the Super Bowl. Well, he shows up, and the only thing he's got to show for this week is he caught a pass in whatever they're calling
flag football,
which is a touch football.
So I guess the craziest, when I got traded to Seattle, the feeling that I had was that the Broncos were going to be that team that makes it to the Super Bowl, and I was getting traded to the worst team in the league. They just traded their best player, and now I'm going to pretty much playoff hell. I'm not going to make it. And I think a lot of the players now, it went from, they never, and especially the Broncos players, after that trade, everybody expected to be competing year in and year out. Russell Wilson was supposed to be the guy to take him to the promised land, and he never did. And then that right there has prepared them, I feel like, for a heartbreak, though, because before the season, all they could think about was, we're going to make it. We finally have a quarterback. That was the whole thought when that trade happened. We finally traded for a quarterback. And they went the complete opposite way. They fell flat the 2 years that Russell Wilson's here. And to have all those expectations and to fall flat, that does something to you. And then this year, for teams everybody really did, they knocked on the Broncos. No one really believed them. They kept saying they were the worst number one seed in the playoffs and playoff history. And they just kept going off proving everybody wrong. And so it's another heartbreak because you were right there. You were right there with an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. And so you have to, in the big picture, you have to feel good. You have to feel like things are on the up because now you have a full salary cap now. You don't have all the dead money from before. There's ways that you can actually go out there and improve the team in areas where now we're nitpicking on what we need to improve because they have made the team so much better. And I think it's only going to be up from here. You obviously can't keep everybody, but it's only going to be up from here. And if you're a Broncos player, fan, anybody, you have to be excited about the future of this team.
Yeah. Was there a thought in your mind of whether Drew Lock would ever get to a Super Bowl? He's done it
Yeah,
And people in Denver were mixed on that. Drew Lock, can he go to the Super Bowl? I mean, I'm twisting the story, but can he lead a team to the Super Bowl? But he is.
He may get. I think he may get to play. When I talked to him, I said they may be a blowout. You may get to play the whole fourth quarter.
But you're looking at. Do you plan to talk to him and say, you made it to the Super Bowl? I haven't gotten there yet.
I'm saying, hey, asshole, how'd you get there before me? How many snaps did you play this year compared to how many I had to play?
Yeah.
But no, I'm so happy for Drew. Like just to be able to continue his career the way it's been going after all, after all the bullshit that we saw from the Broncos fans that really just piled it on him every year. And all Drew just kept going out to do is just going out and trying to get better, kept working on his craft. And now we're talking about he's in year, 7, 8, and now he's on his way to Super Bowl, which none of us can say. So no matter how he got there, we got to give him his props.
And you got a quarterback in Seattle, both sides really, that have been hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So he's only a bad ankle away from
or a bad oblique strain.
One oblique away from being out there, watching him play action, throw it all the way downfield. And that's it. No one ever questioned Drew's arm. Everyone knew he has. It reminds me of Brett Favre, his mentality. But I would love to be able. Obviously, I don't want to see anyone get hurt, but it'd be really cool to see Drew get an opportunity to go out there and play a little bit. I just always wondered about the coaching he got, I'm not trying to put either one of you on the spot, but I was just. I never thought he was handled correctly with a white, maybe offensive coordinator or quarterback coach. Oh, I'll jump on the spot. It doesn't bother me. Drew, the Broncos failed Drew in the aspect of every year giving him a new offensive coordinator. Every year expecting this young guy.
He had him in college, too. He had 3 different offensive coordinators in Missouri.
I think it was 7 years in a row. Going from high school, he had 7 coordinators in 8 years or something like that.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't realize that if you look at the best quarterbacks out there, they've had some sort of stability. They've had either the same offense, the same offensive coordinator. Like Brady had McDaniels for a bunch of years.
He had Charlie Weiss before that. Peyton Manning had Tom Moore forever and Bruce Arians.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say it's necessarily, all coaching. And we have a coaching epidemic going on in this league. It's a lot more bad coaches in the league than there are good coaches, and people don't want to admit that. It's some shitty coaches in this league that really fail the player. And I think, like we've been seeing a lot more, we see a lot of players. Players are being failed by the coaches more than the players are failing the team. And I think Drew just didn't get a fair shake. He just always having to learn a new scheme, always having to learn new drops, always having to learn new stuff. It's going to be tough. I got lucky multiple times in my career. Like I played for Vance for 2 seasons straight. I had Vic for 3 seasons. I played for Jim Schwartz for 3 seasons. And I would say in the second and third seasons of those years, you see your best play because you get comfortable. If the decision making is easy, you're not thinking all the time. You're just going out there playing. And Drew Lock has never had that opportunity.
I'll let you kind of relax and maybe we'll answer a couple of questions ourselves, but you just brought up Jim Schwartz. It would seem to me that he was the perfect candidate to take over in Cleveland. What is the state and what do you think about it? I went to school with the owners of the franchise. I won't put you on the spot of talking about it, but can they pull it back together? I mean, it's been quite a while now.
Yeah, and I just think, obviously, it's all you need is, like what we were saying before, got to continue at it. We need the same people in the same places for years. It's been a lot of, one OC here or one DC here. I think the biggest thing that the Browns need to do is just kind of roll with whoever they, obviously they decided with Todd Monken, is to roll with them and not just for a year or two, like give them a chance to actually go out there, build this team up to his image and go out there and play football. It's so hard for all these teams that we see that just change head coaches every couple of years. Obviously, Stefanski had been there for a while.
They're 6, but that's kind of the outlier with the way the Browns have operated, really since going back to Marty Schottenheimer. I mean, they cut and run on Belichick. I know the different ownership group. But
Yeah, and
it's been the
Schwartz,
same.
Schwartz had been a coach in this league, and I respected him then. I think he was with
Detroit.
Detroit. That was a bad.
Philly,
that was
Tennessee.
Detroit talking about bad team. The franchise was so bad for so long that no coach could go in there and turn that around. No running back like Barry Sanders could go in there and turn that around. You've got to have, having watched this game, covered this game since Archie Manning came into the league. Not Peyton Manning, Archie Manning, 1970. So that's 30, 55 years or so. That what I saw with the Saints when they were an expansion team, you don't have the ownership melding with the coaching staff and the players. And you get a team that's like San Francisco. I'm going to say San Francisco. They have a lot of injury problems, but they've had a melding of the coaching staff. Assistant coaches, really good. They're getting back another defensive coordinator that was the Atlanta Falcons coach. With Kyle Shanahan, who I think players below most of them. A few wide receivers don't like it. And ownership there has been very pro player and coach oriented.
But it took them a while because they stumble out of the gates from Harbaugh after Harbaugh leaves after 4 years. And you have Jim Tomsula and you have Chip Kelly, and they give Kyle and John Lynch together, and Kyle got to pick John Lynch 6 years together. We can talk more about the Niners. Let's have Garett Bolles jump in.
Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah, you're not leaving, are
You
you?
want Garrett here?
Staying like Garett.
Yeah, let's put Garrett in the middle.
Yeah, we'll put Garrett in the middle.
Just for you, brother. Just for you. Woody Paige. My brother, it's so good to see you. It's so a pleasure to see you. How you doing?
Well, Shelby is tough to work with. He takes control.
I can only imagine.
Oh, don't do that to me.
You good?
Yeah, because we were just talking about Cleveland, and I asked him a question that I'm asking you. I said, Garrett's going to come join us, and I'll let you relax a little bit. But I asked him, and he responded. I said, if you get that close and you come to the Pro Bowl, to the same games or whatever they were, and catch a pass for a touchdown, but are you pissed or inspired about what next year? Are you going to be pissed because it's so tough to get back? You know that.
Are you really drinking soda right now?
I love a good orange soda.
I'm not the one drinking Monster drink.
Oh, it's off season. I can enjoy a soda.
Why orange soda, bro?
It's just the best flavor of all soda.
It's
By far.
It's the best.
The best.
What you guys don't know, because I've covered the Broncos for over 50 years and covered Archie Manning, Paige father. In 1977, I named the defense Orange Crush. And the team copyrighted the name. They got all the money. I got a 6-pack of that. That's all I got. And I went,
that's lame.
And I'm in the Hall of Fame because they have a thing about Orange Crush defense. And it says, Woody Paige came up with this name. And I said, I didn't get a fucking dime. Anyway, so how is your state right now? You really enjoy it. You got another honor. The honors just keep rolling in. So the hard work that you've done since you and I talked before you were drafted by the Broncos paid off. It's been tough. What is your mood right
now? I'm in a great mood, to be honest. Last night was fun at the Pro Bowl game, catching some tutties, having some fun with my son and my kids there. Kingston might have had the most blast out of everybody, meeting all of his favorite players. He said, hey, that's 24, that's 15, that's 1, that's 0. He knows all the numbers. It's been a great time for my family to be here. Obviously, it's a bittersweet moment for me. You know, I'm grateful to be here along my peers and be nominated for the things I've been nominated for, but also frustrated that I'm not playing in the big dance, 3 points away. And I wish we can definitely have gotten that job done, but grateful to be here among the best of the best and enjoying my time so far.
Shelby, I before the draft many years ago. I'm going to the LA. The Broncos really need a left tackle.
Oh
And I
yeah.
go through this stuff and I went, there's this strange guy that's in Utah. And I reached out to his agent and I said, can I talk to your guy? And he said, sure, nobody wants to talk to him. He said, he'll be happy to talk to you. So I talked to him and I said, how would you feel about playing in Denver? He said, I went on a mission. I said, he's on another mission now. He was on a Church of Latter-day Saints mission in Colorado. And I thought, this is the perfect guy. He's been in Colorado. You had to like it.
Yeah.
And, so they drafted him. And Elway comes over to me and says, you had nothing to do with it. Because I'd said, you got to draft this guy.
But Garrett, let me ask
Could
you a question.
Dream, I once asked Dikembe Mutombo, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, from Africa. And I said, did you ever dream of playing in the NBA? He said, I couldn't dream beyond the end of the road.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the greatest. Greatest. To the two of you, is that kind of, could you, as kids, dream past the end of the road?
Yeah.
No, I was honestly just trying to survive.
I think.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I was just trying to survive every day. That's why even now, if you watch the way I play, even when we play each other, I'm always talking. I'll be like, Garrett. I always try to give him a smile, like Garrett, because we're so blessed to be in this position. And for me, like coming from where I come from, Garrett coming from where he came from, to be able to play this game, you have to just be able to sit back every once in a while and smile and enjoy that stuff. And like that's why I even wanted to ask Garrett about this, because I was there his rookie year. I was there when he was getting all the hate. He wasn't getting any love from the fans. From the organization didn't feel like they had his back.
Can't you keep it up, sir?
But like Garrett,
There we go.
how's it feel from the beginning of your career to being, obviously not as loved as you are now? How's it feel to do this complete 180 and to really kind of embrace it, like from rookie year to now all Pro Bowl, up for lineman of the year? You have to be feeling good. You have to be proud of yourself. I just want you to know I'm proud of you. Like truly, bro, because you've come such a long way and you stayed true to yourself the whole time.
I love Shelby. At first, it was probably a love-hate relationship. We definitely battled our way, at first. And then I think, a mutual friend was like, I think you're going to love Garrett. Just give him a try. And then we hang out one day, and then we didn't realize that our wives and our kids were going to be so close and love hanging out with each other. And I think that's just how our relationship was. But what you need to know about Shelby is Shelby's phenomenal. I'm grateful for a teammate that he was. We had real live conversations. He found the best in me. I found the best in him, and our friendship grew. And, just from going through all the ups and downs and roller coasters of being in Denver and seeing, the pros that I'm seeing now and the cons that I've been facing with, it's been great. And I'm beyond grateful for the situation I am. And God is good, but it's just the hard work that I continue to put in and day out, making sure I'm taking care of my body, eating right, training right. And also it's just that confidence level that I have that I can play at a high level and I can protect and go against the best of the best. And I take pride in those situations.
Who are you representing there?
That's my foundation. That's my logo.
Great, yes.
Well,
Yep.
talk about
That's
it. Talk
fantastic.
about it for a little bit, though. Like your foundation. I know, obviously, you just won NFLPA Alan Paige Award. Congratulations again. $100,000 goes to his foundation. But I know
Thank
your
you.
foundation means a lot to you.
Yeah.
So I want to be
Yeah.
able
I
to
was
give you a
trying to
little
set
bit.
him up by saying,
I want to give you the floor a little bit.
Yeah. My foundation is called the GB3 Foundation. Stands for Faith Family Football for me. But really, I made a triangle because it's the strongest shape out of all the shapes. All three sides have to hold up the same amount of pressure for the shape to stay the strength. And so when I looked at that, I said, okay, what can I do to give back to the community? And I wanted to give back because I was a troubled teen. I was a kid that was, made fun of and bullied in high school and junior high, and a guy that was teased about the way he talked, the way he looked, the way he dressed. And I wanted to create a place where these kids can come into and feel loved and appreciated. And that's what all these people did for me, being a mentor, guiding them and directing them. So my foundation helps kids physically, mentally, and spiritually, basically giving them a path to be able to reach their dreams. That's one umbrella. The other umbrella is we work with the Marvin Foote Center right in Arapahoe County, the justice system, remodeling all the living quarters, giving them a place where they can feel home, not just looking at white walls and brown benches. It's going to be more uplifting so that their mental and their spiritual can become and grow so they can focus on why they continue to go in this place. And then obviously we opened up the first training center, the B&B Training Center in Parker, Colorado. It's the first training center for kids with apraxia speech to be able to take speech pathologists to come in, learn the I Am King program, which is the curriculum for Kingston, to come in and take the curriculum class, learn about it, be able to branch off to the countries, to the different states, so that we can help other kids that are in need, like my son Kingston was, to help them find their voice.
Yeah, but in your case, you're able to tell a story that a family came along and basically saved you and turned you in a direction, making you go to church, making you tithe, making you work hard in school. Is that a pure part of the message of the foundation? When you
I mean, obviously I share my story.
Sense?
Yep, that makes total sense with it. Obviously sharing my story, making sure that they understand that, like, I know how they feel, because you can talk to kids. Shelby knows, like, you can go meet kids, but if they don't feel you and understand you and know where you come from, they're going to be like, oh, it's just another guy trying to tell me what to do. But when you go in there and you have, like, you share the love and you feel compassion for these kids, and you share that, hey, I've been there in your shoes. I've been arrested. I've dealt with the law. I've broken the law. Here are the things that have helped me. They can feel that passion, that love, and that support. And I think I mentored over, probably at 200 youth since I've been in Denver. They have my phone number. They can text me. They can call me. We can go to lunch. I can go help them any way I can, just giving them a why and why they do what they do. To change a bad habit, it takes 90 days for you to change a bad habit. And the first 30 days, it's hard. The next 30 days, your brain gets easier. And the last 30 days are the hardest, because you're trying to revolve your brain to try to say, I can do this. And so just giving them motivation, giving them something to look forward to. And it's been a huge, they always say, oh, you blessed my life. No, these kids have definitely blessed mine.
I asked him the question earlier. Did you ever think Drew Lock could get to the Super Bowl?
Did I think Drew Lock could get to the Super Bowl? He did say something very nice to me the other day. He did say that I felt very safe blocking for me. So,
you should.
And so,
the
I
point
had
of
a
that
fun time.
story.
That was my first time making All Pro, which was with him. So I do appreciate him. He has all the talent in the world. I hope the best for him. I'm excited for him to be in this situation. He
described it. I mean, he didn't really get.
He was in a bad situation.
Yeah,
with a bad culture. No, that's the truth.
How is it different now? Can you explain, I guess, from our days with obviously in Denver before with different coaches to what it is now? How has the culture changed to what it is now, and something to be proud of?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about love. It's all about family and love and support. And we have great owners. We have the best ownerships in football. It's not even close. We're building a brand new $200 and something million building. It's unbelievable.
I drive by it all the time. I'm so jealous.
And then we have great coaching staff. Like, as Coach Payton is just great. He knows how to build a culture. He's tough on us, but he knows how to build a culture. And when we're winning, it's the greatest time. When we lose, it's not fun at all. But I want it that way. It's structure. It's the same schedule every day. Nothing changes. Same training camp schedule, same in-season schedule, same travel schedule. And so when you have consistency and you have guys that want to be there, and you're building a culture and everyone loves and creates a culture, and everyone loves and respects each other and doesn't want the other person down, is when you have a winning team.
If you were Clint Kubiak, you're going to the Raiders as a head coach, would you consider trying to get Drew Lock as your quarterback? Is that a tough?
Well, they're going to go get Fernando. They're going to
get Fernando Mendoza.
But
they got Geno. Geno's still under contract, and so it's going to be hard to get both Drew and Geno in there. Geno's still old.
I'd just like to see Drew.
But Drew can't listen. Drew has an arm, dude, and he's talented.
But that's exactly what we talked about earlier.
He's extremely talented. And I'm grateful for him, because he helped me become my first All-Pro. So I love him, appreciate him, and he's on to a new journey. We're on to a new journey, and I'm excited for him to get that ring.
I know you have a lot to do. Someone asked me today, they said, do you think after playing in the Pro Bowl games last night that Garett's going to leave? I said, why would he leave? He's going to be here all week because he's got more awards to win. He's got more fun to have. He can carry around a football and say, I got another dimension in my game. Are you?
I was slinging last night.
Man,
I was going crazy last night.
You were having a good time. And honestly, it made me happy to see you actually have a real, genuine, smile.
So
listen, I was loving life.
Are you going to stay for some more?
I'm here. I have the Walter Payton stuff this
that's
week.
what I said, yeah.
And then we got NFL honors tomorrow. So I'm grateful to be here. Obviously, being a part of Walter Payton and the amazing journey that guy had on and off the field and getting to know his wife and his kids. It's awesome to be there with my other fellow peers. And there's so many great people to be a part of, learning about different foundations and what they do. And it's an honor and a privilege to be able to represent Broncos country.
I have a daughter. We're playing trivia tonight. On trivia, I always go to the sports section, and she goes, name 2 players that were part of the Purple People Eaters of the Minnesota Vikings. And I said, well, Jim Marshall was one.
Sean Randall?
And she goes,
Alan Paige?
She said, Dad, your name is Paige. And then when you win the award, I went, where were you when I needed you for this trivia game with my daughter the other night? You have kids. My daughter had never watched me on ESPN my 25 years.
Oh, wow.
She never did.
Yeah, she said, I'm keeping you level, Dad. I believe your kids keep us level.
Oh, they keep me level for
100%.
sure. They whoop me. They get after me. But like my son today, we were, obviously I've been with Under Armour a long time, so they gave me a Nike backpack, and he knows. I mean, I'll wear Nike because obviously it's the NFL tradition. But he's like, give me that backpack, Dad. You're not going to wear this. I'm like, what do you mean? He took it. He's like, you're not going to wear it. I'm like, what do you mean I'm going to wear it? He's like, no, you're not going to wear it. I'm like, no, I literally am going to wear it. And he knew he's going to take it. And so there funny things are like, hey, Dad, you're gluten-free. Don't eat this. And that's for this.
You
and
still
so
carry your whole lunch boxes with
I do. Actually, you want to know something crazy? They have our nutrition now brings all that stuff for me, so I don't have to bring it.
So you don't have to carry all of it?
No, it's really
wow,
nice.
the Broncos are really stepping up.
It's nice.
Here, my last real big question, I guess, is you got the Pro Bowl. What is it? What's keeping you going? What is that motivation that's going to take it to the next level? How do you stay hungry?
Well, I don't want to stop anytime soon. My son won't let me stop, and I don't want to stop. I want to be a Hall of Famer. I mean, that's ultimately my goal, is to be the best left tackle to play the game, and arguably one of the best. I mean, there's a lot of great tackles, so I got my hands full, but just keep stacking one year after another, being consistent, and trying to bring home the Super Bowl back to Broncos country where it belongs.
And I would just say, as an opinion, last thing, because you got people waiting for you. You liked Colorado. I said this earlier.
Love Colorado.
You liked Colorado before you came to the team. And Colorado didn't always love you, but you were the most beloved offensive lineman in history, one of the most beloved players. I think Shelby has that same. The people, can you talk to them?
Man.
Can you talk to the people out there and say, I'm only making one demand in the offseason. Bring Shelby back.
Listen,
I'm going to put some pressure on you.
I've tried to get Shelby back for 3 years now. Have I not, Shelby?
Yeah, you have.
I tried. He would love to be back in Denver. Well, number one, we share the same body worker, so
He wouldn't have to fly him
he
out.
wouldn't have to fly him out and take a day away from me.
Did you say? I don't think I think I misunderstood you. You share the same body type?
We have the same body. The guy that works on our body to keep us healthy. We share it. We have the same guy that we've been.
Which I've given him. I give Grant credit for.
It's the best.
For me not being seriously hurt in my last 6-7 years. I feel like our body worker, because obviously we share the same one, is the reason why.
Okay.
100%.
So and I am going to get you out of here. So could he do anything with me?
You know,
Listen, I bet he would make your body feel better.
yeah, he'll make you more level.
He'll make you more more leveled and basically start with the feet and go to the neck for sure, 100%.
Okay, great. I'll reach out to him. I'm going to be 80 years old this year.
I bet. Listen, he works on a lot of older people.
He goes from
Any
like
age.
teenagers to
My
could be
kids have
100.
been adjusted.
Yeah, no,
Because
my
my option are to go to someone that can work with me like that, or to have my girlfriend push me out in front of a bus.
every adjustment's not the best thing.
Thank you, sir. It's
Woody,
You're the best.
hey, are you still on your show or no?
After the horn, Gorilla Sports, baby.
I got a bunch of shows. I'm writing some books and stuff.
You're the best ever. I
ESPN,
used to watch you all the time. You used to win all the time.
ESPN
J.A.
took us off the air
Adande,
after
Woody.
25 years.
Oh no.
And people ask me all day, do you miss the show? And I go, I miss the check. You both will understand that one.
Oh, yeah.
My brother, you're the man. Good seeing you again, my brother.
Appreciate you, Garett,
Yes,
for your
always.
time. You already know.
Love you, Shelby.
Shelby's taking care of me. So
Shelby's the man.
enjoy the rest of the week.
I'm glad you got him.
Thank you, Garett.
Thank you, brother.